believability will always come from the successful transformation into the persona of that character. Now, the reason I showed you this scene, yes, to illustrate believability, but I just wanted to say quickly that as much as we all love Chadwick, we love the Black Panther, he was the protagonist in the movie. For me, this guy, Eric Killmonger, the antagonist, oh my god, he was fire. Like, he didn't come to play. And you could see it on his face. It looked like he really wanted to kill this guy. Like, come on, let him be king. I'm sure you guys how I felt when I watched it. Okay. But that's the point, right? So you watch some movies and you say, oh, I hate this character, I hate this guy. Hey, that person has acted that role properly. If you are hating the character and that is what the person is, so the person is supposed to portray, a wicked person or something like that, and you really do feel hate for the person or dislike, then that person has actually transformed into the character and the person is achieving believability. So I wanted you to say that real quick and just to share that with you guys. Believability, it comes from successful transformation into your character's persona. This is very important for you as a filmmaker and also for you to convey, when you're talking to your actors, when you're casting, when you're talking to your casting director. These are the things that you need to look out for. Okay, so for believability to also be achieved, right, and successful filmmaking, then there are some elements of filmmaking that should always be there. The first one is already up on my screen, and that is the theme, which I'm sure you're learning in other sessions. You have to have a theme for your story. You have to go ahead and write your story, cinematography, and then we have what we call visual design, editing, and then sound design. All of these are elements of filmmaking that I'm sure you've already had a taste of some. But what we are concerned with, we fall under visual design. Okay, so costume, makeup, props, will fall under visual design. Now, what is visual design? Visual design in any production will be whatever you can see on a screen in any scene. So once your screen comes up, whatever fits into that frame. It's like when you look at a painting on the wall, whatever fits into the frame of that painting is the visual design. Now, visual design will usually include things like setting, lights, costume, makeup, and props. Okay, so all of these little things come together to form the big picture. So you hear people talk about big picture, they are made up of the little details. Okay, so that is the visual design. So we're talking about the color palettes, the mood. Somebody told me that you learned about using lighting to set mood. Very, very, very true and very important. So all of those things are visual design. Like, what can your audience see at any given time? So so setting, like I mentioned, setting, costume, your makeup, your props. These are all elements of your visual design. So it leads me to ask you this question, and I already told you guys that it's going to be an interactive session, so don't complain that I'm asking questions. All right, so what in any production, what makes a difference between rehearsals and the final output in any production? I don't care whether I film, whether I stage, any production. What makes the difference between rehearsals and final output? Somebody tell me. Okay, Victor.
I think the perfection, excellent performance is very has already participate those things for the final production. So connect what so much excellence.
Okay. Well, thank you, Vichy. But I would say that sometimes we have rehearsals that go like fantastic. Like, you cannot even reproduce that on the final day. But okay, I noted down what you said. Someone else?
Hi, this is Audrey.
Hey, Audrey.
I think it's continuity, the connection of each scene or acting, scenario, or plot, or whatever the case may be, continuity.
Okay. Continuity. Okay. Still know what I'm looking for. Yeah, who's this?
Mary, this is Mary.
Hey, Mary. Okay. Go ahead, Mary.
Yes.
On the couch, for example, or maybe on a not on the couch, maybe on a what do you call this? A desk, maybe depending on where you're. I'm trying to remember what's the name of this normal chairs. This normal plastic chairs or whatever. Probably that's what you're using. But on the day of the final output, now you have the set. You have the house. The set has been built. It's now looking like the house of the character, right? You're now putting on the clothes of that character. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know if any one of you right here has been actually physically engaged in productions, but I'm telling you the truth that there is an electricity that comes with that. That now you now feel, you now begin to feel like the character itself. So the difference, that what I was actually looking for, is the costumes. And permit me, I know that we're talking about costume, we're talking about makeup, we're talking about props, but just because, like I said in the beginning, we don't have enough time to do everything, right? So anytime I'm talking, I'm going to be talking mainly about costume. But as I mentioned costume, just think in your head, I know that I'm talking about everything, okay? Because what applies here applies um, in everything, okay? So when I say costume, I'm talking about everything. So costume is the distinctive style of dress or cosmetic of an individual or group. Now, it reflects their class, it reflects their nationality, or the time. Just like we looked at the first picture and somebody was able to tell me that that movie or that scene looks like something from the 18th century. How did the person do that? There was no date written on that thing. It's from looking at the way the people were dressed. It's from looking at what they looked like, right? That's how the person was able to say, oh, okay, this looks like something from the 18th century. Another person called it an historical, that it was something historical. Again, it's because the person has seen that, okay, no, we don't dress like this anymore. These people used to dress like that. So this has to be something that has to do with history, okay? So that is the primary definition of costume. And I intentionally went the way of getting this basic, almost, so, I mean, this one is from my good friend Wikipedia, but I have the next one, which is, I think, the prop, and the other one is even from the dictionary. I did that intentionally because I want you to have the basic definition of what these things are. And if you can get the basic definition, it will inform. So before you start going on what is makeup in film, what is costume in film, what is the basic understanding of what a costume is, of what makeup is, of what props are. So here I have it saying that props is, of course, you know, it's short form of saying property. Now, so it is any item that belongs to any of the actors. So if the actor, this picture we see Samuel L. Jackson, he has a gun in his hand. So in this particular scene, his prop would be the gun. Okay, so he has the gun in his hand. He maybe has, so a hat, for example, can be costume and can also be prop. Where will it be costume? It will be costume if the person is putting it on. It will be a prop if the person maybe takes it off and dances with it or something like that. It becomes a prop. Okay. And then the next thing is makeup, and I like this one. It says makeup is the way in which the parts or ingredients of something are put together. We've heard some people talk about somebody's psychological makeup, right? So somebody, what's your physical makeup? The person is big, the person is slim, the person is, all muzzled up, is buff, all of those things are things you look at. So it's not just makeup like slapping pancake on the face like I did today. Okay, I'm making myself laugh. That's fine. All right, so it's not just about putting, when like when ladies will say we have the eye pencil, we do that. No, that's not. The makeup is talking about everything that makes that character. So is it a fat guy? Do you have a slim actor to play a fat guy role? You have to make him look fat. Okay. Do you have a young girl playing an old man? You have to make the person look old and look like a man. Okay, so it is the physical, mental, and even the moral constitution of a person. Okay, so someone who has daring attitude, can jump from one building to the other. That's part of his makeup, and you want to be able to show that. Okay, in your design. Okay, let's see how we can move. We're already like almost an hour, like an hour gone. Yeah, so let's move on. Okay, so this is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I want to use it to give us examples. We're talking now about the different types of costume. Somebody had mentioned historical, and this is it. So this is one of the types of costume, historical, yeah, historical costume. So this is from the movie Elizabeth. I love this movie. It's about the Queen Elizabeth I. So we can see in the picture, we see the way they're dressed. We know that nobody goes around right now wearing baskets. And I know it's a basket because of weddings, right? So it's only people who are doing weddings and all that are still, they make their wedding gowns like this. But I'm not going to get up 8 a.m. in the morning and say, I want to go to work right now, and then I put this on. No. So this is historical. We can also see the supporting actors in the background. We see the way they're dressed. We look at their hairstyle. So it's all encompassing from the hair, to the dress and everything. So the first type is historical. We have fantastical, okay? Fantastical means that this is purely out of the imagination, right? It's not, Abby, does anybody know maybe their neighbor that looks like this? Well, I don't, okay? So it's something totally imagined. And that's another beauty of, the job of a costume designer, right? You get to create, so you are a creative individual. You get to create things, and there's no limit. like I said, this is our world. It's you're the one who's creating this world. Anything can be anything. I mean, what's the name of the thing? Star Wars. Yoda. What is that creature? You know, Master Yoda. What is that? But it was something that existed in somebody's world, and they brought it to life. Now, my question is: it a child that is acting that role? Okay, well, I don't know. No, I'm going to ask you. So, but my point: fantasy. Okay, so you think about it, you imagine it, you create it. Sometimes, like in this case, and also when you look at maybe things like Harry Potter, it is fantasy, but you can still see elements, the human element in it. Exactly, because let me not forget, it's very important that in working your costume and whatever you're doing, you have to remember that your audience should be able to relate to it. Okay, so even if it's fantasy, what will make me connect to it is probably give her eyes that look like mine. Okay, like this one now, she's wearing braids, even though she has ears like what I don't know, but she has braids. So I wear braids. I don't wear braids anymore, but I used to wear braids, and people wear braids, and you can be like, okay, this person that wears braids. Anyway, find that connection. Okay, find that way to make them relatable to the audience. All right, and then the other one is the modern or the contemporary type of costume. We know what that means. So this is Anne Hathaway from the OS product. Anything that we put on every day. Right now, you and I wear costume in one way or the other. So whatever you wear in every day. So if your story is around yeah, like modern times, the normal everyday life, you want to know, you want to show your person dress like, you know, a contemporary and modern day dresses. So even contemporary more actually than modern, because it could be in the 80s, right, or in the 70s, right, but it has to be contemporary to their time, so it has to be around, it has to show, you know, the time that you are talking about. Okay, all right, now that takes us to the next thing. We want to know what is the importance. We've been talking of what importance is it, you know, costume, makeup, props, and whatever. And I say here that costumes, props, and makeup, like I told you, they form an integral part of storytelling and filmmaking. So it is one of the tools that helps you to set your stage for your viewer, for your audience, right? So the person is looking, and just like you said, once they come up, they already know, you know, at least a bit of who they're looking at. Okay, so I have somebody on my screen, and I want you guys to talk to me about this person. So this is our, I know we've been doing some, but this is our first main exercise for the day. So talk to me about this lady. Tell me what you think. You see a lady like this pop up on the screen. Tell me things that you can infer from the way she looks.
She's fierce.
Your name, please?
Sorry, Nyamaka.
Okay. Nyamaka, go ahead.
She's fair, fierce lady. She's she might be working class, or she's maybe working class because she looks like working class. She's black.
Okay.
I just think she's somebody that knows what she wants.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit what about her makes you think that she's fierce and she knows what she wants?
The posture, I think, the look on her face, and then her dressing.
Okay. Thank you, Nyamaka. Thank you. All right. Someone else?
Okay, I think the colors of her clothes, you know, they say when you wear black, it tends to put you, you know, in a particular way. You know, the color, your color combination goes a long way.
Okay.
To, I think that helps too. You know, and then the background of the picture. If you are giving the picture background, maybe some other background, maybe we'll be talking about a different thing altogether. So the background of the picture too did it.
Okay. So what is the point you are making? What did it do? And okay, I think I lost you. So you didn't tell us your name, and you didn't quite communicate what it is you were saying. You're just explaining it, or are you adding to what Namaka had said? I don't know if you can still hear me. If you can, just jump back on quickly and give us a little bit of clarification. Otherwise, if we've lost her, someone else can just.
Okay, I'm Samantha.
Okay,
So she looked responsible,
okay,
and then her costume looked like a working class lady,
okay,
and her posture looked like somebody that is confident,
mm-hmm.
and so far so good.
Okay, thank you, Samantha. All right, now I have another question still on her. What do we think that? So let's assume. Let me go with you guys. So you said she's confident, she's fierce, she knows what she wants, so she's determined, she's working class, right? What do you think might have happened to this lady when she was maybe 12 to make her this person she is right now? Are you able to come up with something?
Yes, okay, let me come here. Okay, so
Okay.
like when she was like 12, I think she's from a struggling background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's from a struggling background. So at her age now, like, she's so hardworking and want to maintain status and want to be there to help her parents also.
I like that. I really like that. Perfect. Okay. Just one more on this lady. Anybody? If there's nobody, I'm going to move on. I have another one. Go ahead.
Great. Yeah. So I think she has a
Sorry,
STEM look.
sorry, I didn't hear your name.
Audrey.
Oh, Audrey.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
thank you.
think she has a STEM look. A no nonsense person. From her background, she must have had a struggling background, or may have not had anything easy. But also, she wants to make sure that she proves her worth, and she's not treated like she was ever treated when she was much younger.
I like that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you. I seem to be getting the same set of people